everyone. Thanks very much for joining me. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also give us a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to share with your friends. Some of your friends might find some of this interesting as well. So as the title suggests, we are here for my monthly check-in. It is the 1st of April. So I have done my weights and measurements. And we're just going to chit-chat about how my month has sort of progressed out and yeah, what I've been up to and all the rest of it. So a couple of videos that I put up this past month were the results that I got from my doctors and a week of what I did for exercise and stuff like that. That came to a screaming halt after that video went up because it started raining, and it rained a lot. So for those that live here in Australia, you know what I'm talking about. New South Wales, not necessarily Queensland. New South Wales really copped it, and so the southeast corner of Queensland copped it pretty bad as well. Where I lived, it was just consistent. So basically, I really didn't want to go and walk in the rain and run the risk of getting a cold or something like that. So especially in this current climate with everybody freaking out if you've got a cold or whatnot. So I just decided that I would just stick at home. So I sort of reversed it up a little bit and got right stuck into my kitchen and basically cleaned out all my cupboards, scrubbed everything down, done a real big spring clean in the kitchen. I'm still working on it, so that happens as soon as I've got, you know, an hour or so spare. I'll spend a solid hour in there, and then I sort of done squats and wall push-ups and all that sort of stuff. So they weren't consistent, but I'm really trying this month to be consistent with the exercise. So still trying to get back into the flow of everything and just make sure that, you know, I'm not going to overdo it or burn myself out. Food-wise, it's been pretty good. I've been playing around in the kitchen and veganizing some of my family favorites. I've had a bit of a win this month too. And I don't think that they realised, but there was no meat in our enchiladas. Although I had a bowl, an enchilada bowl, so I put rice and the stew, the black bean and corn stew that I make. I put that on, and I go the tortilla, and I didn't have any of the fixings on top. I just had some greens with it. But my family had a vegetarian meal, so there was no meat in it whatsoever. However, they did still want cheese on it, and they still had sour cream. So but that's okay. Baby steps, as I say, baby steps. We've had a pretty emotional month with everything that's going on with our granddaughter, and then my husband also had to go in for some not surgery as such, but a procedure done, and we're just waiting on the results for that. Although initial findings are all clear, so we're just they're doing another couple of tests just to make sure, because he has some inflammation in his body happening, and they just want to make sure that they're ruling everything out. So we're trying to track it down. So it's a lot of fun and games at the moment, a lot of tests and everything. So he was a little bit stressed. He didn't want to have the procedure. I convinced him to have the procedure, and he feels much better about it now. So because it was going to be a lifesaver. If there was a problem, it would have been a life-saving procedure. So yeah, so basically he had that done. So that week was it was all happening with family court, and it was happening with him going into hospital. So it was all over the place, and I was really emotional and trying to keep it together, and very stressed and trying to keep it together. So I didn't feel as I was prepared as much, and that was last week. So overall the month was really good. I've had more successes than failures, and I haven't really had any failures. I've still made baby steps with my exercise and all the rest of it. Yes, I wanted to exercise every day, but you know what? I did good anyway. I probably, if I looked back on my diary, I think I exercised 16 days out of the 31. So that's not too bad. That's going from nothing. So that's not too bad. So for April, the day of this recording is the 2nd of April. So I've already gone walking for the last 2 mornings. It hasn't been raining. It started raining again last night, and I'm like, I don't care if it's raining in the morning, I'm going. So yeah, and I've come home after my 30-minute walk, and I've done just some body resistance. So I've done some crunches and squats and all that sort of stuff. So But we are here for the check-in. So I'm happy to report that I have lost another 1.7 kilos. While that doesn't seem like a lot, that's 3.7 pounds it works out to be. So I still made some pretty good losses in body size. So that tells me that so why I'm so fixated on body size, and especially around my stomach, is because that tells me that I'm burning the fat that I have there to get rid of. So just by the food that I'm eating, changing the food that I'm eating, taking out the animal products, and just really focusing on whole food. And of course, you know, I slip up every now and again. Sometimes I'll have a rice cracker, or I'll have a rice cake, or, you know, I'm way too busy and I'll have a pre-cooked meal from the supermarket or something like that. But, you know, I'm only human and, you know, we all get busy. So for the most part, it is whole food. And I'm also I'm sort of following the principles of the Starch solution. So, and I'm using the 50-50 plate, although sometimes it's probably more 3/4 of green leafy vegetables and only a quarter of starch. It just depends how I feel on the day and how hungry I am. I have incorporated more oats into my diet. So I'm finding I can't have quick cook oats and even sometimes rolled oats, because I tend to get a little bit of heartburn or reflux. And you know, you don't want that for a few hours. So I've tried the steel cut oats and I seem to be having success there. And if I use almond milk, I have more success and I don't have the heartburn. So I'm trying to have that at least 3 days a week, and doing it alternate days. So I do a big batch on Monday, and then I put it into a container and I chuck some chia seeds in it, because that's supposed to help me. That's supposed to help to reduce my triglycerides and overall cholesterol as well. So that's why I'm trying to incorporate the oats in, but I'm using steel cut oats. So and basically I put it in a container, and because I've got the chia seeds in it, it just makes it like a little pudding, and I just cut it into servings. So I get 4 servings out it, so over 7 days I have 4 servings. So at the moment it's sort of just every second day, and that's working for me. So it's not giving me heartburn and I'm not having any reaction from it. So I'm steering clear from the quick cook oats and the rolled oats, and just sticking with the quick cut. So that's one thing that I've really learnt this. You know, I just avoid oats altogether and then try to eat them, but I just keep having heartburn. So I've added in the almond milk, I cook them in that, and add the chia seeds in, and it seems to not give me that effect. But yeah, so that's sort of come in, and I have a green smoothie with that. So I'll chuck an apple, zucchini, whatever green stuff I have in my fridge at the time, I'll just chuck that in. So yesterday's green smoothie with breakfast was a zucchini, some kale, a cucumber, an apple, and that was it. That's all I put in there. I didn't put any banana in it yesterday. After I was drinking it, I really wish I had, because it would have just given that little bit of sweetness. And so if I don't have bananas, I'll chuck a medjool date in for that one. So yeah, so overall my food's been pretty good. I haven't really slipped up that much, and you know, little slip ups here and there, I don't really worry about that because I'm still losing. But my overall loss on centimeters, so burning of fat and everything, was 16 centimeters, which is 6¼ inches. And my biggest loss was surprisingly was off my bust. I actually lost 5 centimeters off my bust, but I haven't lost it off my actual breast as such. It's more off my back, because I had a little bit of I had a lot of back fat, so it just sounds gross. So I've lost a lot of that, so I'm really excited about that. I also lost some off my hips as well. I have a little bit of weight on my hips. It's mostly at the top of my thighs, and then I have a little bit on my hips, so I lost a little bit there as well. Off my waist, I lost, what did I lose off my waist? I lost 2.5 centimeters off my waist. So that was a good loss there. I lost, as I said, 5 centimeters off my bust. remembering that that's including my back. I also lost 3 centimeters off my thigh, and I'm measuring in the same spot. I actually have marks on my, like, scars and stuff where that happen to be on the parts that I'm measuring, and that's where I measure every time. So I know that the tape's got to run there. So I lost 3 centimeters off there. I didn't lose anything off my backside, off my bum. And my hips, I lost 2 centimeters. Off my calf, I lost 1 centimeter. And off my upper arm, I lost half a centimeter. And my neck, I lost 2 centimeters. So I'm starting to slim down here, and I'm actually starting to notice that a bit. And I'm starting to feel better. Like, my sinuses aren't playing up, and I've never really suffered with allergies, but in the last probably 18 months to 2 years, every morning I was waking up with a blocked nose. I think that had more to do, not blocked as I couldn't breathe, but just stuffy. And I think that had more to do with my snoring than anything else. I haven't been waking up with a sore throat either, and my snoring has settled down somewhat. Apparently, I still snore like a bear, according to little M. But I know in myself when I'm waking up in the morning, I'm not feeling tired. I'm not feeling like sore or dry in the throat. So that's all working. Now, for some people, they'd be going, oh, gee, that's not a lot of weight to lose and all the rest of it. It is, because my thyroid doesn't work properly, as I've alluded to in my previous videos and stuff like that. So for me, that is a success. So I'm on average losing about 500 grams a week, which works, I think, out to almost to a pound a week. So for those that use pounds, so that's really good. But my most exciting part is the centimeters lost that I'm losing in body size, which is great. So overall, when I started, I had a BMI of 32.3. I now have a BMI of 30.3. So that number's also going down as well. I've lost 5.5 kilos, 12 pounds since the 14th of January. And overall, in size-wise, I've lost 36.5 centimeters, which is 14.5 centimeters. So overall, a pretty good couple of months, I must say. So I have a goal in place, which I haven't really talked about this goal very much. My goal is to get down to at least 70 kilos by my birthday, and my birthday is late August. If I don't reach that goal, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, as long as I'm still losing. And I'm hoping to get my BMI, my end goal is to get my BMI down into a healthy range, so between, I think it's 22 and 24, around about that. And also, you know, tone up and just feel much better about myself. And I'm definitely on track for that. So that is it for me this week. I do appreciate you popping in to see what my check-in was like. And hopefully you'll come across and join my Facebook group where I share different recipes and stuff like that, and maybe give you some ideas. It is only just building, so come on over, say hi, join the group, and also follow me on Instagram. All the links for those are underneath this video. But that is it for me today. I have to jump off. I have to get quilt into the long arm machine and get that quilted. So I will check in with you again. Hopefully I can have a couple of recipes up for you in the coming weeks. We're doing a little bit of renos in the kitchen, so it makes it a little bit tricky. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!